Yes, hello students. Today let us discuss about resources and development. This is the first chapter of class 10 geography. All of you are familiar with resources. In the previous class, also in the lower class also you might have studied about resources. Resources, now first of all we'll go what is resource. Resource, we have seen in lower class that everything which satisfies our needs is called resource. But now we'll go a little ahead. The definition of resources is everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, is termed as resource. That is given in your textbook once more. Listen, the definition of resources. Everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, is termed as resource. Now, we come classification of resource. Resources are classified into two: natural and human. Natural and human. Natural resources also classified into two: renewable and non-renewable. Renewable comes continuous flow, continuous or flow, that is wind and water. Now biological, second one, biological. Biological also divided into two, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. These are the renewable. Now coming non-renewable. Non-renewable resources you see cyclable and non-recyclable. Cyclable and non-recyclable. Cyclable, metal may come, we can use again, it can be cycled, and non-renewable, that is fossil fuels. Now come to human resource. Human resources are also in two categories divided: structures and constitutions, quantity and quality. Human resources, these two are in human resource. Now let us go ahead. Resources can be classified on the following ways. First of all, we see on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, under it comes biotic and abiotic. Biotic and abiotic. And second one, on the basis of exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility, there are two: renewable and non-renewable. Renewable and non-renewable. Non-renewable. C, on the basis of ownership. Ownership also we can see individual, common, national, and international. We'll go one by one after this lecture. D, on the basis of status of development. This is also developed and reserve, stock, developed, reserve, stock, and one more, that is what is it, forgot. Development, reserve, stock, and where is this here? Sorry. D, last one is on the basis of status of development, that is potential stock reserve potential stock reserve and only three. Potential stock reserve. We'll go one by one afterwards. Yes. In the previous class, we have studied the classification of resources. Already we have classified the classification and the types of resources are the same. Now again we'll repeat this. Now come to types of resources. The types of resources, first resource is on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, resources can be classified on the basis of origin, that is biotic resource and abiotic resources. Biotic resources, we know the living things such as human beings, flora and fauna, fisheries, livestock, etc. These are biotic resources. And abiotic resources which have no life, that is non-living things, that are, for example, rocks and metals. These are abiotic resources. Now second one is on the basis of exhaustibility. Exhaustibility resources can be classified into two: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources which can be replenished again. For example, solar and wind energy, water, forest and wildlife, etc. These are renewable resources. Non-renewable resources which cannot be renewed or we cannot get again, that is minerals and fossil fuels. These are non-renewable resources. Third one is on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, it is divided into four: individual, community, national and international. Now come to individual resources. Individual resources, you know, in Indian farmers, most of the farmers have landowners. Some of the farmers, they do not have land, but the landowners which government has allotted them, in return they have to pay revenue. So in villages there are people with land ownership, and urban people own plots, houses and other properties, plantation, pasture land, ponds, water in wells, etc. These are individual resources. Now come into community resources. Community resources in village, commons you see grazing ground, burial grounds, village ponds, etc. you may find in villages. Now in urban areas, public parks, picnic spots, playing grounds, these are in urban area. These resources come under in community owned resources. Now national resources. All the minerals, water resources, forest, wildlife, land within the political boundaries and the oceanic area up to 12 nautical miles. 12 nautical miles means 19.2 kilometers from the coast. These come under national resources. Now international resources. The oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone belong to open area, open ocean, and no individual country can utilize these without the concurrence of international institutions. This is international resource, especially in. Next type of resource is on the basis of status of development. विकास के आधार पर ये अब इसके स्टेटस के आधार पर हम देखेंगे पोटेंशियल रिसोर्सेस। दिस इज पोटेंशियल मीन्स संभाव्य, जो हो सकता है वो संसाधन है। रिसोर्सेस विच आर फाउंड इन ए रीजन बट हैव नॉट बीन यूटिलाइज्ड फॉर, वे क्षेत्र, वे संसाधन जो क्षेत्र में, जो एरिया में पाया गया है लेकिन उसको अभी सही ढंग से उपयोग नहीं किया गया है। जैसे उदाहरण के लिए हम देखेंगे वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, विशेषकर पर्टिकुलरली राजस्थान और गुजरात में हम देखेंगे बहुत ज़्यादा हवा और सौर ऊर्जा का संभावना है विकसित करने का, लेकिन अभी तक इसका विकास सही तरीके से नहीं हो पाया है। अब हम चलेंगे डेवलप रिसोर्स किसे कहते हैं। अब चलें डेवलप रिसोर्सेस, ये है विकसित। इसमें क्या है, रिसोर्सेस विच आर सर्वेड एंड देयर क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी हैव बीन डिटरमाइंड फॉर यूटिलाइजेशन। वे संसाधन जिसकी सर्वे किया गया, उसकी गुणता और मात्राओं को मेजरमेंट किया गया, मापा गया, उस और जो प्रयोग में हो रहा है उसको हम बोलते हैं डेवलप रिसोर्सेस। अब दूसरा है स्टॉक। स्टॉक किसे कहते हैं, इसको आप लोग ध्यान से देखेंगे। वंस मोर यू सी इन द ब्लैक बोर्ड, मटेरियल्स इन द एनवायरनमेंट विच हैव द पोटेंशियल टू सेटिस्फाई ह्यूमन नीड्स but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to access these are included among stocks। वे संसाधन जो हमारे पर्यावरण में हमारे आसपास उपस्थित हैं, संभावना है मनुष्य की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करने के लिए, लेकिन उसको उस क्षमता को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हमारे पास सही प्रौद्योगिक नहीं है। जैसे आप एग्जाम्पल में आए हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल वाटर इज ए कंपाउंड ऑफ 2 इनफ्लेमेबल गैसेस। पानी 2 ज्वलनशील पदार्थ से बना हुआ है, हाइड्रोजन गैसों से बना हुआ है, हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन, जो कि हमारे ऊर्जा के लिए बहुत बड़ा संसाधन है। बट वी डू नॉट हैव द रिक्वायर्ड टेक्निकल नो हाउ टू यूज देम फॉर दिस पर्पस। लेकिन हमारे पास अभी उतना प्रौद्योगिक उपस्थित नहीं है, इसकी वजह से हम नहीं जानते हैं कि इसको कैसे आगे, इस उद्देश्य को, इस हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन को आगे कैसे ज्वलनशील बनाना है। अब आ जाएंगे, लास्ट है रिजर्व्स। रिजर्व्स इन हिंदी, जैसे हमारे क्षेत्र में है, एरिया में है, रिजर्व में है, स्टॉक में है। स्टॉक उसी का दूसरा रूप है। रिजर्व्स आर द सबसेट ऑफ द स्टॉक। रिजर्व आर द सबसेट ऑफ द स्टॉक। स्टॉक का ही उप सेट है। These can be used for meeting future requirements। इसको भविष्य के लिए, भविष्य की जरूरतों को पूरा करने के लिए उपयोग किया जा सकता है, जैसे वाटर इन डैम्स, फॉरेस्ट एक्सेट्रा। पानी, डैम में जो पानी हम जमा करके रखते हैं, जंगल को बचा करके रखते हैं भविष्य के लिए, दैट इज कॉल्ड रिजर्व्स। नाउ दिस मे कम to differentiate between potential resource, develop, stock and reserve. Once more we'll go next chapter. Before going, we'll come again, and once you go through by reading your textbook. So next we'll see development.